Live, Zodiak Online, the only local trusted source on the network.
Welcome to the news on Zodiac with me, Twesa Ngosi. The headlines. Reckless driving and non-adherence to traffic rules claim over 800 lives of motorcyclists this year. SCB to investigate an alleged bribe offer by Indian investor to Homeland Minister Chimwendo Banda. Government seeking 100 billion kwacha to construct modern secondary schools across the country. And slowdown in Christmas celebrations in the country due to effects of COVID-19. We'll go on the streets. Now the news in detail. Statistics show that 860 motorcycle operators have died on the roads this year in the country, mostly due to recklessness. Minister of Home Affairs Richard Chimwendo Banda made the revelation during a joint press briefing with the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Kainja, in Lilongwe this morning on security arrangement during the festive period. He said they have embarked on enforcing the law among the cyclists. Madalitso Pili reports.
Minister of Homeland Security Richard Chimwendo Banda said there are several factors that have contributed to this death toll, chief among them recklessness and non-adherence to road safety laws. Chimwendo Banda said as government they have moved in to deal with the issue of non-adherence to road safety rules by motorcycle operators, who he said are over 1 million in the country.
For our colleagues operating motorcycle businesses, we really appreciate the need for you to make a living, to earn a living, but we would want you to live like any other road user. We'll work together with you to address the concerns that you have, but at the same time we'll make sure that you follow the law by putting on a crash helmet, by making sure that you're not overloading, and by making sure that you have the capacity to drive in our roads.
On security arrangement during this festive season, Inspector General of Police Dr. George Kainja said they have intensified patrols and presence in all areas, while they are also strict on the road to arrest all those who will be found to be driving while drunk. Dr. Kainja added that they have also cracked down on all motorists driving unregistered vehicles.
We are stopping each and every vehicle without giving any preferences at all. That's what we are doing currently on the ground. Otherwise, we'll continue to do this so that all of us are subjected to the very same law that we created going forward.
Both Dr. Kainja and Minister Chimwendo Banda appealed to Malawians for cooperation during this festive season. For Zodiac, this is Madalitso Piri reporting.
The Anti-Corruption Bureau, SCB, says it will next month start investigations in bribery attempt allegations by businessperson Chandra Shekhar Moore to have his immigration status in the country reversed. SCB Director General Renek Matemba confirmed receipt of the complaint from human rights activist Billy Mayaya that Moore wanted him to facilitate a reversal of his immigration by bribing Minister of Homeland Security Richard Chimwendo Banda. He said the Bureau will use laid-down procedures to investigate the matter and the fact that the suspect is not Malawian and currently outside Malawi will not interrupt them. Matemba speaks to John Paul Kayuni.
I can confirm that we received the letter, and we received it yesterday. That's Wednesday, around 5 p.m. Of course, Mr. Maya also sent me the letter electronically. Now, as you're aware, government offices, most of them are on holiday. We only have scheduled staff that are working at the SCB. The letter arrived only yesterday. Just like the other complaints that we receive at the SCB, we'll look at the matter and investigate it. But obviously, that will be next month when we reopen.
The man in question, the alleged briber, is not a Malawian citizen and he is outside the country. How are you going to handle this issue?
We will get there. First and foremost, for us, the most important thing is we have received a complaint. like I've indicated, we'll look at it and pursue the matter. How we are going to pursue it, because the person is outside the country, we'll decide. There are ways that we investigate cases like those. We work hand in hand with foreign investigation authorities, and there are ways and means of getting evidence which is outside the country, and we'll pursue all the available options for us. But we should not get there. Those are operational matters. The most important thing is we have received the complaint and we'll pursue the matter.
Earlier, John Paul caught up with Mayaya, who said Moore wanted to take advantage of his status as human rights activist to get to the minister.
I received a WhatsApp message from Mr. Senka trying to solicit a bribe to me. He proposed that he'll give me 60 million kwacha, which I should divide in two so that I get 30 million, and the Honorable Minister Richard Chimwendo Banda also gets 30 million. And the main purpose of the bribe was to influence the minister to reverse the position of where Mr. Senka, as you may be aware, is a prohibited immigrant. He was deported from Malawi. So he wanted me to influence the minister to reverse that position so that he would facilitate his return back to Malawi to continue his businesses.
Well, why did he specifically come to you? Are you friends?
No, I think he is aware of our work as human rights defenders, our influence, and so on and so forth. So he used that as an opportunity to maliciously use us or me to gain favor from the minister.
Minister of Education Agnes Nyalonje has asked the private sector to assist in mobilizing 100 billion kwacha to fulfill government's plans of constructing 34 modern secondary schools in the country. Nyalonje says so far only 16% of the country's children access secondary school education, mainly due to challenges of limited space. According to the minister, the plans aim at constructing the schools in all districts of the country. Alfred Guter reports.
Minister of Education Agnes Nyalonje could not miss words, saying a lot more needs to be done to improve the country's secondary education. Nyalonje cited inadequate space as one of the serious challenges affecting the sector.
Out of all the young people who need to get a secondary education, as a country we are only managing to educate 16%, which means we are only managing to educate 16 out of every 100. And that is a very low figure. If we as a country want an educated population, we need to change that.
On Wednesday, 3 companies, namely Petroleum Importers Limited, PIL, Candlex Limited, and ETG, donated cash amounting to 40 million kwacha towards secondary school infrastructure fund. Nyalonje described the gesture as a step in the right direction in improving access to secondary education. PIL acting chairperson Dr. Dave Slangesi, whose company has pumped 20 million kwacha towards the cause, told Zodiak they felt duty-bound to invest in human capital.
I think the motivation really goes back to the core for improving the quality of education system in Malawi. Gone are the days when Malawian students, after graduating from be it secondary school or university, we used to be one of the best in the world. Over the years, we have lost that glory.
On December 7, 2020, President Dr. Lazarus Chakwera engaged the private sector in a dialogue on secondary education at Sanjika Palace in Blantyre. For Zodiak in Blantyre, this is Alfred Guter reporting.
Meanwhile, the Ministry of Education says it expects continued adherence to COVID-19 preventive measures when schools reopen for the 2021 academic year on January 4th. Spokesperson for the ministry, Chikondi Chimala, told us all stakeholders, including teachers, have been prepared to adhere to COVID-19 preventive measures amid the second wave of the pandemic. According to Chimala, no COVID-19 case was recorded among learners and teachers in both public and private schools when classes resumed in the last academic term. Hastings Jimani reports.
Both public and private schools were reopened for the third and last academic term 3 months ago after a 6-month break amid fears of spread of COVID-19. While some people had feared that coronavirus would spread steadily in schools, spokesperson for the Ministry of Education, Kwagwanji, says no any COVID-19 case was registered among learners and teachers in both public and private schools. He therefore said the ministry expects continued adherence to COVID-19 preventive measures when schools reopen for 2021 academic year this coming January 4.
Everyone joined hands, the teachers, everyone was protected. So when they say no case was registered, it's both on the children and on the teachers as well. So this has been a success story, and we believe everyone will continue observing the COVID-19 preventive measures.
Meanwhile, Chimala has said while Forms 2, 3 and 4 classes will resume on 4 January 2021, Form 1 learners will start school in February as one way of controlling congestion in schools.
The decision as regarding the going back to school in February has nothing to do with the examinations. It's basically to ensure that there is protection against the COVID-19 pandemic. So Form 1s are going to go back in February, chiefly to make sure that there is enough space.
Cumulatively, Malawi has as of today, Thursday, registered 6,261 COVID-19 positive cases with 187 deaths. For Zodiak, this is Hastings Jimani reporting.
The High Court in Lilongwe has sentenced a 30-year-old man, Obre Kalulu, to life imprisonment for defiling, injuring and infecting a 10-year-old girl with HIV in the process. Judge Ive Kamanga delivered the sentence after reviewing a verdict by a lower court in 2019, which ordered him to serve a 30-year jail term. He has since started serving his term at Zomba Maximum Security Prison. You're watching News on Zodiac. We have more news shortly. Please stay with us.
Once in a spaced while, in uncertain patterns, Mother Nature gives us its finest. We didn't create Ngwasi. It was given to us. Deep, traditional African formula. Smooth, gentle flow. Chocolate, aroma. An eccentric taste, all tied in a perfect blend. Levitate to your throne. Ngwasi Premier Cream, the magic of royalty.
This Christmas, you too can taste the magic at only 6,500 kwacha. Call now.
Nyama World, the home of beef and goat products in Malawi. Quality goat selection bought from the smallholder farmers across the northern and central Malawi. Better pricing, better returns for the farmers. Products produced in the only export certified meat factory in Malawi. Traceability done from purchasing to selling. After slaughter, carcasses are kept in the chiller until the meat is mature. Then the meat is deboned, cut, packed, and distributed to the market. We religiously practice all international standards relating to hygiene, food production, distribution, and selling. Our distributors are spread across the country. Nyama World, quality first.
Precious things have a secret formula. While John is busy trying to impress, James discovered Tangu's secret. Tangu uses Purity sanitary products from Purity body wash, Purity hands wash, Purity body lotion to Purity dishwash. After a week of using Purity sanitary products, James won the heart of Tangu. Use Purity sanitary products.
ShowPride is your home for low prices this festive season. We buy more so you spend less, which means there's no better place to shop for festive deals. Like 5 kg of Kilombero rice for only 5,699 kwacha, 99 tambala. and 10 kg Malawi cream of maize for only 3,299 kwacha, 99 tambala. Take home more this festive season. Lower prices you can trust, always.
Welcome back. My name is Twesa. Go see the headlines as we continue with the news. Reckless driving and non-adherence to traffic rules claim over 800 lives of motorcyclists this year. SCB to investigate an alleged bribe offer by an Indian investor to Homeland Minister Chimwendo Banda. Government seeking 100 billion kwacha to construct modern secondary schools across the country. And slowdown in Christmas celebrations due to effects of COVID-19, Malawi is hit hard financially. Moving on with the news, there are fears that indigenous plants and tree species at Nyika National Park may face extinction due to alien invasive species that are fast colonizing the habitat for wild animals in the park. The invasive species that are fast spreading are mostly in the form of pine trees and other fern plants poisonous to wild animals. Meanwhile, government has pledged to support ongoing studies in that the Department of Parks and Wildlife is conducting to ascertain best management systems on dealing with the challenge. Angela Mkandawile with the details.
The alien invasive species, which are fast colonizing indigenous flora within Nyika National Park and also Vaza Marsh Game Reserve, include pine trees, which regrow Wantoni, blackened ferns, black wattle, just to mention a few. Director of Parks and Wildlife, Brighton Kunchedwa, said the invasive species, apart from deforming the scenery of the plateau, are also a big threat to wild animals within the park, as they are now moving out of their natural habitat to the peripherals in search of food and shelter. Nyika Plateau is also a major source of many rivers in Karonga, Rumpi and Chitipa, which are also at risk of drying up should the plants extend to the catchment areas. However, Director of Parks and Wildlife, Brighton Kunchedwa, said the department is currently conducting studies on how to deal with the plants. After visiting the park to appreciate the situation, Minister of Tourism, Parks and Wildlife, Dr. Michael Usi, said government will totally support the initiative and all modalities that will ensure best systems are put in place in dealing with the challenge.
That is a very serious problem. We have seen that there are trees and also plants which are alien and they are invasive. They are taking much of the space which is grassland and conducive for grazing for the wild animals here. Government is engaging technocrats in this field to make sure that these alien invasive plants are taken out. So there is that effort on the part of government to engage experts that have the knowledge about these plants.
Nyika National Park is one of the best tourist attractions in the country, with a potential of attracting 100,000 visitors a year. But currently, only about 2,000 visitors explore the park due to, among other things, poor road network. For Zodiac, this is Angela Mkandawile.
2020 Christmas celebrations is here again. However, Christmas celebrations this year will not be as usual because of the financial constraints that has haunted most Malawians due to the effects of COVID-19 pandemic. We went to the streets of the capital, Lilongwe, where many have complained that COVID-19 pandemic has affected their finances and they're struggling to bounce back. Let's hear them out.
My name is Luke Kevin Gonde, and my expectation for this Christmas is that people have to be aware of their spending because we're not sure, because you see that COVID cases are then rising, and then we have to be aware of our spending. How you mean January, so there will be you see like the Form 4 madam exams, they will start there in January from 5. And then, we have to be very careful. The COVID-19 is just new. We have never seen it before. We have seen the cholera thing, and then there's the typhoid, which is being said in Maza, but we have never seen it. Even at your age, even at the photographer's age, we have never seen the typhoid. But we have seen the cholera thing, and then this is like the new one. And then we have to be very careful.
Christmas comes but once a year. We all know that. Like to my side, I'm so happy and so joyful that actually we've reached this extent of whereby we're still alive, and then it's our remembrance of our Lord Jesus Christ since he was born on 25th. But much of the things here in Malawi has happened, not only Malawi but the whole world, I'm sure, due to the coming of the COVID-19. I am really, really, really convinced to tell you that even me, my Christmas is okay in terms of I'm alive, I'm okay. But in true sense, I'm not that okay when it comes to financially thing, because as you see, we had a lockdown and we had a lot in those actually hard days we were, and of which my preparation, I'm not happy the way it was supposed to be. I was planning like from the start, like I should probably say my 3 months before this date. I've been preparing for this date because I know it's a very important date, whereby my family as well as me, we are supposed to be happy. But even though I was trying to be mean on myself, like maybe trying to keep something out, I haven't yet. Like I'm telling you, I haven't yet managed to actually having like the whole lot I was expecting. But still, I am happy. I'm okay. So yeah, it's a Merry Christmas.
The Athletics Association of Malawi has postponed National Cross Country Championship, which was scheduled to take place at Bingu National Stadium in Lilongwe on 31st of this month, following the reintroduction of COVID-19 preventive measures. AAM General Secretary Frank Chitembeya confirmed this to us, saying the new dates for the competition shall be announced once the measures are eased. Meanwhile, Malawi Professional Boxing Control Board says boxing fights scheduled to take place over the weekend in Blantyre and Lilongwe will go ahead as planned with only 100 spectators. And that's what we had for you in this edition of the news. But before we go, another look at the headlines. Reckless driving and non-adherence to traffic rules claim over 800 lives of motorcyclists this year. SCB to investigate an alleged bribe offer by Indian investor to Homeland Minister Chimwendo Banda. Government seeking 100 billion kwacha to construct modern secondary schools across the country. And slowdown in Christmas celebrations due to effects of COVID-19. Malawians hit hard financially. Log on to our website, zodiacmalawi.com, for more news. You have been with me, Twesa Ngosi. Remember to seek medical help when you start experiencing symptoms of COVID-19. From the rest of the news crew, it's thanks for watching and bye for now. Merry Christmas.